Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and here's the well. I'm going to recap the interview with Stormy Daniels. I already did this, and it got blocked because of a copyright thing. So, but one of the things I talked about is that it definitely seemed orchestrated and sort of rehearsed. And I noticed after watching it, you can see this vase here, you know, it flops back and forth from this side of the table to this side of the table. I don't know if somebody within, of Trump's people in the hotel industry did this and knew that this was being filmed in this hotel. That looks like a hotel. But it's clearly, you can see the vase. It goes on this side of the table to the other side of the table, even in the middle of the same line of questioning, which is this clip. I'll play it at some point and just play less than 30 seconds so that I don't violate fair use. But so you can see how, I mean, he's asking her questions and she's talking. It seems completely seamless, but the vase is jumping back and forth from the table. It's pretty, it's totally edited and sort of just almost choreographed, to make it sound as perfect as possible. And so I would hardly call this, a hard-hitting interview. Anyways, there's many items in this that, there's a lot. I mean, it was 26 minutes long. I saw the attorney on CNN this morning. Allison Camerata was actually fairly critical of the guy, the attorney. Well, one of the things she brought up is because I'd say she claims that in 2011, after the In Touch Weekly magazine got spiked and stuff, because she was supposed to be paid $15,000 for that, and it never happened, supposedly Trump's attorneys or Michael Cohen reached out to In Touch or Touch Weekly, whatever it is, and threatened to sue. So they never ran the story. Somebody approached her in a parking lot when she was going into a fitness center. She was with her daughter, her infant child, she claims, and more or less threatened her, and said, if you bother Trump or something like that, you're going to regret it. And then looked at her daughter. This is what she claims. And, Allison Camerata asked the attorney, this morning, was there ever a police, or is that being investigated by the police? Is there a criminal investigation or anything going on? Which the answer was no. And, well, why not? And I mean, my big problem with that whole thing, that aspect of the story is if that's true, I mean, imagine like some powerful person or like a mobster threatens you and your family and your daughter. Would you be then later, getting money from that individual, $130,000 through an attorney, through a legal representation, if you were fearing for your life and fear? I mean, that doesn't seem to add up too well. There's a ton though to this that just doesn't make sense. It's just kind of silly. I mean, the attorney keeps saying that the people have a right to know, or the American people want the full story. Nobody's asking for that. And, I just don't see how this, he mentions the word democracy, and I don't see how an affair between a married man and an adult film star, how that has anything to do with our democracy. So it's just sort of silly, Here she is in the very initial parts of the beginning, opening of the interview. She is trying to explain why she's doing this, but you can't explain it, other than for financial incentives, because also the attorney, even though they're trying to claim that the contract, and she calls it a strong contract in this herself. She at one point says that, I know I'm jumping around a lot, that, she didn't want to have sex with Donald Trump. But she did anyway. So Allison Camerata was saying, well, then why did she do it? I mean, she was doing it to get something. Is that what she was doing it for? Why, if she didn't want to and she did it anyways, but she did it voluntarily, then why was she doing it? So, because like I said, just everything contradicts itself in this whole story, But here she is in the opening saying, why is she doing this? Because people are saying just saying whatever they want about me. I was perfectly fine saying nothing at all, but I'm not okay with being made out to be a liar, or people thinking that I did this for money, and people are like, oh, you're an opportunist. And then in several instances, the attorney is saying that, you know, Trump's attorneys, his people, are being thuggish, and yet they're claiming they have potentially other stuff on, maybe video, maybe pictures, maybe text messages, and seem to be using that as a threat. And you know, the money seems to be at the center of this. So who's being thuggish? You know. So let me, but I would, you know, just to illustrate how ridiculous this interview is. It's completely, you know, put together with various clips, and it's really kind of fake, man. But I'll show you. Watch.
Perched.
Oh, actually, that's not it. This is it. So you'll see this here on this side, and then it will jump over to here, and then back to here. But the whole time, Anderson Cooper is asking questions. It seems like it's all the same thing.
About shark attacks.
It wasn't at that point a business meeting. It was just watching shark race.
Yeah.
Here it is over on here now.
Sex with him again?
No.
Did he want to?
Yes.
How do you know he wanted to?
Because he came and sat next to me, and
there it is. Now it's on the right-hand side.
And put his hand on my leg and reference back to how great it was the last time.
How did you get out of it?
Well, I'd been there.
Now it's back on the left-hand side. See what I mean? I don't know if you couldn't even hear the volume there, so because I didn't swap it out. But oh well, you kind of could see what I'm talking about, and it's something because if you hear him ask the questions, it's almost like, you know, it's all one thing. It's not, though. It's totally put together in the editing room. All right, thanks for watching my videos. Hopefully that's a decent summary to what happened in the interview. Not that good, but it'll have to do because we're on vacation in Charleston. And give me a like down below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.